Hi, welcome, friends. Thanks for taking time to practice. And it's good to be clear, right, on what we're here to do. What do we mean by practicing? So we just start like kind of simple, almost like before we dive into all of this the yoga, the movement that we do settle in, that we actually settle the mind. So bring awareness to your body and see if you could notice that you're in a yoga pose right now. So, however, you're sitting, that you kind of bring life into your body and bring awareness to the area around your spine. So, the spine, you could almost imagine it's kind of like a snake, this stack of bones. And then we're taking and we're asking this snake to like stand upright, right? So that's no small thing. Like, oh, how could I do that? So it's like straight up and down. And it kind of makes sense why the spine itself, why we can have like issues with the spine, why it hurts. Because this standing snake, sometimes like, oh, when we aren't so aware of our body, when we're caught up in our thoughts, that we like the body kind of goes away, it disappears. So the whole snake kind of crumples up. So right here, we're aware of all this space in the spine. Now go ahead and reach your arms out to the side. So we're feeling like the up and down, that lifting, stacking the spine, and then that smooth, steady breath where you inhale, you bring your arms up. As soon as you're filled with breath, you exhale, you bring your arms down. Okay, so it's really steady now. We breathe through your nose. We're still really arriving here. Still kind of calming, settling in, and even letting go of any feeling like you want to get this done. Like, come on, let's do it already. And you realize like, oh wait, I am doing it. So there's no haste. Bringing in that quality of patience. Patience is really close to wisdom. Even this whole idea, this concept of time kind of disappears. We realize, like, hey, wait, we kind of made that up. Because you're right here in the present. Okay, so now we will let go of that movement and go ahead, just roll. Let's just roll right onto the back. Okay. So as you recline, now your arms are just going to go right out to your side. And we're going to reach the legs up into the air. Um, just so you can see your feet and your toes here, you could start to circle your feet around, move your toes. Move the individual toes here. Let the toes kind of spread apart. Really wiggle them. Now your arms are going to stay out to the side and ground your shoulders down here. This is actually a really good position to feel your shoulders pushing down. and how that actually lifts your breastbone a little bit. Bend your right knee now and draw the right knee in towards the chest. Do not use your arms. And then lower your left leg and get a sense like between your legs, you're kind of hugging the legs together here. Okay. So the legs are, yeah, kind of pulling into center. And then go ahead and switch your legs. Right leg lengthening, that left knee pulling in. Ground your shoulders, keeping the chest really open. As you breathe through your nose, feel that nice river of breath. In a way, this is like just your lungs, like feeling how the lungs really open up. Now go back and forth with your legs. You can do this in any way you want to. But we are really keeping the legs close in and not just letting them kind of drop, out to the side. You're keeping this pulled in and in this way, working your inner thigh muscles. But there's a quality of being quite relaxed, even content or, the mind is unconflicted here. Just breathing and moving. Now go ahead and reach both legs up into the air again. Take your hands onto your legs. Lift your head. So we're starting to move into this reclined forward bend. Now you really just listen to your body here. It's almost like not so much my instruction. Pull your chin down so that your head isn't just dropping back. And start to straighten your legs as if you could take your forehead onto your shins. Backs of the legs will start to stretch. Notice the different things you could do with your feet. Good, and then just bend your knees. And you can kind of swing your legs a little bit here. Looks like you're rocking on your spine. And then in your way, you might even just swing all the way up, coming up, or however you want to come up right here. And then just take your legs wide apart, okay? So this is a pose called Upavista Konasana, where now that back strength comes in again. Like we really notice like anytime we're in this position, like, wow, we really do need that back strength. Now, straighten your legs, reach them way out to the side. Grounding your legs, so they're like pushing down here. Now, possibly you might need to lean back a little bit here, depending on your hip mobility. Or maybe you're upright. But bring awareness way down to your pelvic floor, okay? And just feel like that space there. You're not hardened or tense. You're not like pulling your navel in. There's no tucking under of your tailbone. In fact, now you're going to untuck your tailbone and go to even more of a forward bend. So you really have to listen to your hips here. Maybe hands come forward. I know, kind of crazy pose to kind of start out with here. So we breathe and just feel here. Keep lots of space in your chest. Keep grounding your legs down. Soles of the feet are nice and open. Good, and then you lean back a little bit. So again, kind of a big pose we're going to move into here is where you bend. So I'm bending my right knee, my right foot is going onto my inner left leg. And then right hand, you're going to push or pour weight into your right hand. So it goes off to the right. And then you push down. And this is, I think of like a big morning stretch where you like lift up. Now I know you probably don't do this in the morning, but it has that lifting kind of quality up here. And take that top arm and just let it move and circle around a few times, like you're exploring the movement in your shoulder. Get a sense of being pretty like stable, grounded here. Lifting your chest. I like this position for the head. It kind of, tips the head out to the side. And then as you let go, you switch sides. So just straighten right leg, left foot pulls in, and then left hand out to the side. You just push down here and you start to lift up. Now, as you come up, you might adjust, right? This is a good one. You have to just feel your way into this. And you open up, taking that top arm, circling it, just moving it around nice and steady, exploring the movement, breath flowing, not holding the breath at all. Now, as you let this go, as you lower down, we're just going to shift right on to all fours, okay? So, completely different position. Let your knees open apart slightly here. Start to move into your cat and cow, giving the spine that awareness of how thorough this wave-like movement is through your spine. So here's that, even that image, you could imagine a snake. That movement through the whole spine. You don't like the idea of a snake. I mean, it could be similar to like chain link, how like links on a chain of like a necklace or something, how they all fit together. You kind of move this like big wave of movement. We'll get into the side of the body by you will take now your right hand and reach it forward and over to the left a little bit. And make sure that your shoulders don't slide up to your ears here, okay? Keep them back as you could take your knees, I'll leave them a little bit wider here and reach your hips back, all right? And then again, feel your way into this side stretch, the right side of the body. Fairly simple movement, but going into it with a lot of awareness, even like what your head is doing. So your neck is really nice and lengthened. Throat has lots of space. Breathe into the right side. Good. Now, as you come up, you bring your right hand back, and then the left hand goes forward and over towards the right slightly. And you start to reach your hips back. And make sure if you're conscious, aware of what your head is doing, you're not getting all crunched up around your neck. As the hips go back, there's that nice stretch for left side. Good. As you start to come up, taking the knees closer together. So we're going to move into just a little warm up of dolphin pose. Now, if dolphin just doesn't feel right in your shoulders, you could certainly do downward facing dog. Okay, so elbows down, and we'll just do the variation where you take your palms together here. Okay, and then I just have weight on my forearms now. Elbows Stay fairly close together. Don't let them splay way out to the side here. So you're pushing down through your forearms, toes tuck under, and you start to lift towards downward facing dog. Okay, so lift your heels way up here. And lift your hips way up. So just like down dog, you're lengthening your spine. And then walk your feet way back. And start to move towards more of a plank position. And then very lightly, your knees touch down. And you're going to just lower your belly down here and move towards Sphinx. So legs could really reach back, feel your thighs reaching back here. And then your hands, just you open up a little bit. Forearms are still down. Now they're parallel. And you reach your chest forward. So this is that action of really pulling your spine into your body. You could contract your glute muscles and press your pubic bone down. And you might even notice that you're contracting way at like the bottom of the butt, around even your hamstrings, contracting to take your pubic bone down. Try not to crunch your toes or fingers. Reach your chest forward, lift up to the crown of your head like you're lengthening your throat, almost like getting a neck stretch or neck lengthening, very snake-like. Lifting up here. And then start to lower partway down. Take your elbows out to the sides and lengthen and lift your legs. And then reaching your arms back. Then kind of spread your toes, fingers, open soles of the feet, palms of the hands. And then moving now, as you go to down dog, notice your hand placement, how your elbows kind of fold in like you don't have arms, like just like a snake. And then you lift to your down dogs. You're going to lift up. Lengthen your spine, possibly bend your knees. Good. And then let's just take little steps towards the center of the mat. And bring yourself all the way up. Just push down. All the way up. Just look forward. So your arms here are just going to start to swing. Okay, very loose. Swinging, loose. After all the work they did, they just get to move. So certainly it's the opposite of like pressure on your joints, right? Now keeping your heart nice and light, we move this, you can pause with your arms because now we're going to move this into more of a marching action. Now as you're doing this marching, feel your feet and notice that kind of springy action because you're pushing off of the base of your big toes. I mean, you're landing on your heels, but that push off is right at the base of the big toes. So this keeps your legs actually kind of close together and your feet parallel, not rotating in the legs. Now, the snake, the spine is lifting up. I mean, it's just good to do this for a while. This awareness. You can go any speed. You don't have to copy me. Good. And now go ahead and pause. So that's that kind of marching in place. You could notice the difference now if we were to actually run in place. It's like the mechanics of it is quite, feels quite different. So a little back and forth, even your arm movement is different. But just notice the weight bearing, how you land on your feet. And even the feeling in the body, it's like you're, getting that like little bit of a jarring feeling, really shaking things up here. Good. Now, as you pause, the feet are down, you just sweep your arms all the way up, moving into some big sun breaths here. Exhale, go all the way over. When you inhale, you come up. Now, let's get that same grounding through the feet. So, as you're doing this, where you exhale over and you inhale as you come up, you feel the soles of your feet. You're grounding your heels, especially when you come up, all the way over. When you come up here, there's a little pushing into the ball mounds of the feet, the base of your big toes. Again, you could find really your own way of doing this big motion. We're going to do two more of these. Big inhale. When you exhale, you're squeezing out. So this is not only for physical mobility, but just that the flow of energy. Good. Now, next time you're up, you're going to stay up, and you're just going to bring your arms down. Let's take the hands. First, we're going to take the hands in front of us. And with the hands in front, you're going to do that action where you make fists with your hands and you release. Fists, release, and just kind of get going with that. All right. And then we reach the arms forward, and the arms go all the way up, and they kind of circle behind you. So you're doing these big giant circles with your arms, okay? And doing that hand motion. One thing you might notice is this is um it can get quite tiring quite quickly. Now, when your arms are up, your legs are going to be straight. And then when your arms come down, you're going to move into a squat. Okay, so coming up, you straighten, arms are almost behind you when they come down. I don't know why I think of a Ferris wheel when I'm doing this. It's like the big circular action of the hands, just right for your knees. Now, how's the weight bearing on your feet? You might notice heels grounding and the base of your big toes are grounding here. Keeping your feet parallel. Legs are strong. Good. Now, as you let this go, the hands are going to come behind you. Interlace your fingers. So now the legs are really straight. And you're going to balance on one leg. And you really can do like either leg. So if I'm balancing on my right leg, I'm kind of hugging that leg in towards the center. Bringing left foot onto the inner right shin. Taller. Look forward. And then switch. Just keep the heart really light. Feel your foot. The grounding of the heel. The little grounding of the base of your big toe. So, yeah, it's like a little bit of a study here when you're balancing. Switching again. So it's no small thing, right? Tree pose, to stack these bones and expect them to stay stacked. We practice. Mind is relaxed. We're more, feeling our way into these poses. Switching, balancing without any strain. Now, as you let this go, arms release, arms come all the way up. Now go ahead and take legs, feet fairly close together, and then just do your side to side. So this whole body getting this side stretch. I know, I just love this one. It really can vary a lot depending on how this feels for the body and how important it is that we really spend some time with the side of the body. Like, yeah, that space can get really, really tight. Opening up the side of the body, of all things, something we probably don't think about is your breathing. So the whole vast space of the sides of the ribs. Breathe into that space. Good. Now, as we let this go, arms are going to come down. We're going to go through just a really nice big sun salutation with some decorations. So come on up towards the front of your mat. Feeling the stack of bones through your spine, like you could start by grounding your heels. Lengthen your spine. Now, as you sweep your arms up, staying like almost taller through the crown of your head. And then arms reach out to the side. Keep lots of space through your heart as you fold forward. Full forward bend. Sense that the legs are working to stay really straight up and down. And then moving back to your downward facing dog. So spread your toes and walk your feet out a little bit here in down dog. You might know or come to realize that I really appreciate downward facing dog. I really love what the benefit for your feet, this nice deep stretch, opening through the feet, ankles, the feeling of being upside down. It's a little bit of an inversion not aversion, inversion. And then the upper body strengthening, the arms get to work. So those are my top 3 reasons. As you move to plank pose here, keeping the arms really strong and straight, at first, you might almost get a feeling of locking your knees. But then let your knees lightly touch the floor. But then lift them up again. And then lightly touch and lift up. Do that a few times. Very naturally, legs stay pretty close together as you do this. And then just lower down onto your belly. Reach your thighs way back. And you're lifting up now to a little cobra pose. Speaking of snakes, grounding your pubic bone. Now we're going to walk the fingers out to the sides here. Come up onto fingertips. So there's that feeling of your shoulder blades drawing down away from your ears. Lengthening your neck as your shoulders draw down. Ground your pubic bone. And then lift your fingers and just reach your arms out to the side, noticing that extra work. Like this is more work around the muscles of your upper back. And it's good. These are typically underused muscles, and we need them for our the alignment of the spine. And then bend your elbows and kind of fold your arms in. So your hands now are on the mat on either side of your chest. And it's almost like you don't have arms now. You're very snake-like. Elbows fold in. But it is right from here that we are prepared to go to down dog. Notice how you could push your hands down here. Toes tuck under, and practice this. Push down into your hands and just lifting up, and nice sharp angle in your hips in your down dog. Nice deep breath. Lengthen the front of your spine, lengthen the back of your spine. And then go ahead and lift your heels way up and reach your right leg way up. Just extend. And then bending your right knee, step it forward. Focus on straightening your back leg. And then very lightly touch your left knee down, your back knee. Keeping pretty much all of your weight on your right heel. Lift your fingers up and reach up here. Opening. Very lightly, the fingers come back down, okay? Now this pose can be a lot of sensation. Don't be surprised. We're going to lift up again. Sweeping up. Lift up through the spine. So this is that upward. Lightly fingers touch down. Keep the legs hugging together here as you lift up. And then the fingers come down. Now that back leg is going to lift up again. The knee lifts, you're back into a high lunge. And then find the footing. So now you're pushing into your feet and you come up into your crescent pose. So we're going to balance in crescent pose for a moment. Arms stay out. Straighten front leg a little and then bend it. Straighten front leg slightly and bend it. Good. And then keep that front knee bent. Twist. When you twist to the right here, now it is very important that you keep your thighs, your inner thighs, squeezing together. Do not look back right away. It's like your right hand is reaching back, not so much your eyes, right? Your left hand might touch your right thigh. If that just physically feels, like I said, you're feeling your way into this. If this feels like, oh, that really helps me, squeeze your thighs together. Okay, really get that hugging. Align your throat, feel like nice long neck, twist. As you untwist, we're gonna really move like the opposite of this. So your back foot drops down and you actually rotate to face the left now where your feet are parallel. So as you move into a wide-legged forward bend here, dropping your head, you're gonna bend the right knee and then bend your left knee. Allow your feet to point out to the side slightly as you do this. Okay? So you're going back and forth. Back and forth. You might separate your feet. Again, allow the toes to point out here. And as you really bend one knee, you might go into that very, very deep position where you almost sit down. So I'm like sitting to my right and my left toes are up. So as I lift up, I'm going to kind of let my left knee bend so much that I start to sit down here. And then my right toes go up. And just play with this. Do this one more time to the right, bending your knee. Gradual playing with this, left toes up. Do this nice and smooth. Going to the left, bending your left knee out to the left a little. Right toes up. As best as you can, you're keeping your left heel down. I realize that that might not be possible. Now, as you lift up, you go back to center, your feet go back to parallel. Briefly now drop your head. So now your butt is lifting up. Again, untucking your tailbone. Head is dropping. So the whole spine, the great thing of this pose is now that kind of snake of your spine is very naturally being pulled by the weight of your head, lengthening your spine. Good. Now, feel your feet, grounding your heels. There's that pushing into the base of the big toes as you come up. You reach your arms out to the side. And you move to warrior two. So that right foot really opens, rotates. Your right knee points to the right or towards the front of the mat as you bend your right knee. Please be aware of your spine here, how you're dropping your tailbone. You're lifting up and you're really wide across your chest. Reach way across. Lift your arms up. Like try not to let them just sink. Sharpen and straighten your left leg. Now, you're going to reach your arms up, face the front of your mat, and take very little steps onto your right leg. Now, you're moving into a tree pose. Notice the alignment of your bones here. Ground your right heel. Lift up through your spine. It actually relaxes your arms down, away from your ears. So you feel your way into your tree. No small pose, very precarious pose. Stay tall, even get taller as you let go of this. As you bring your arms down, you bring your left foot down. Take palms together in front of your heart. You're looking forward and you're breathing. Feel your whole body, feel your feet. So, arms swing up. You just get that feeling like straight up and down here so that your throat is relaxed. No strain around your brain. Arms go to the side. You feel the space of your chest nice and open as you go to your forward bend. Lengthening legs, lengthening spine all the way over. And then stepping back to your downward facing dog. And this time in your down dog, you might lift your heels a little bit. Reach your right leg straight back. So this is the one where we work the buttock muscles. And then you reach your left leg back. You switch. So feel the engaging of left glutes. Switch again. Switching again. You're actually practicing like not really rotating your leg. Reach back through your big toe. Switch again. Right foot down, left foot back. Good. As the left foot comes down, you move to your plank. Lightly knees touch and they lift. Knees touch, lift. Knees touch, lift. Do 3 more. Now, in your own way, lower onto your belly, legs reach way back. So right away, ground your pubic bone, lifting to your cobra pose. So this pose of Bhujangasana, cobra, there's 2 variations that are usually taught. One, this first one is where it's armless. I really think of a snake, like you could lift your hands here. And then the second variation actually uses a little push. So you can take your hands down and actually press down and lift up higher. Of course, though, you really got to feel your way into this. So let's lower down. And as you're lifting, with the assist, you got to keep your head really lifting up. You have to lift through your spine. So be mindful as you're doing this. Engage your glutes. Lift up. Keep your shoulders down. Even play a little bit with your hand position. Where are your hands? Lifting, lowering down. Round your pubic bone, lifting up. Good. Now, next time you're down, you get to tuck your toes under and you lift up to your down dog. So, left leg, left foot, reaching back, lifting up, And that left foot will step forward. Now, from here, bend your left knee and then lightly your right knee touches. So that means there's very little weight on your right leg. So you push your left foot down. And this is optional as you lift up here, just sweep your arms up through your spine. Lightly, fingers come down. And then you're lifting up again. You explore the upward as you open and then lightly down. Grounding, left foot lifting up. Fingers down. So your back leg straightens again. You might walk your right foot forward a little bit. And your fingers lift again. So this time, like, whoa, the whole body. So you hug your legs together here. So you're less likely to really tip out to the sides. Navel lifts, arms go out to the side in this position of crescent pose. Twisting now. So you start to reach your left arm back. Again, you don't have to look back right away. Noticing the lightness of the heart, the alignment of your throat. Right hand might touch left thigh. Moving at your own pace. There's no haste. Twisting. As you untwist, the back right foot just drops down and you rotate facing your right side. Okay, so feet at first here are parallel. And you move to your forward bend. You untuck your tailbone and your head really drops. So we could explore this same kind of lunging movement where your toes now point out to the side. You start to bend your right knee. And you could just do this a little bit back and forth, right? And I'm bending my left knee. So I'm just going back and forth. Or if you start to kind of sit into this a little bit more, depending on how this feels for your knees. So I'm sitting like my right side and my left toes go up, okay? You could even like kind of lift your chest a little bit. But what a great, perfect pose to just feel your way into this. Do not just copy me, I like to say, we're not doing synchronized swimming. It's not necessary. So coming up, explore the other side. It could be really different, right? Bending the knee. I'm kind of sitting down here, using a little assist, my hands. So I can tell my left heel wants to float up a little bit. That's okay. Right toes up. Be adjusting. I kind of sit into this, but very, mindful how this feels. Following sensations. Now as you're coming back up, let's just take the feet now back to parallel and go back to that forward bend. Even in this pose, you might keep your knees a little bit bent. But feel the soles of your feet. Really drop and dangle your head now. As you push into your feet, you come all the way up, all the way up. So as we move to our warrior two here, you take your left foot, you open towards the front of the mat, start to bend that left knee, and right away you might notice kind of floor of the pelvis lifting up. Feel your feet, really good pose for feeling feet and ankles, and then the arms reach out. Shoulders like the arms light because the heart is lifted. Breathe through your nose and feel that free river of breath, aligned, flowing. Now, as the arms come up, you actually face that left leg or towards front of the mat and go ahead and take little steps. Lift your navel, like engage around your waistband here as you go to your tree pose. Stabilize around your waistband. Ground your standing foot. The study of how, the placement and what works today. Nice and tall. Stay tall as you let go of this pose. As you bring the right foot down, you take palms together in front of your heart. Use flow of breath now. Bringing the arms down. So we're going to move now onto the floor. So go ahead and sit down on your mat with your legs just in front of you. Lean back a little bit now. So we're going to bend the knees and take the feet fairly wide apart. And just do that action now where you drop your legs, drop your knees side to side. Very loose, like great awareness of your pelvis. Way down, pelvis, floor of the pelvis, hips, moving. And just a lot of this work, the practice here is the fullness of your attention. And what happens when you bring attention into your body, really deep into these areas you typically give no attention to. So we're going to take our little twist here where we're going to drop the knees over to the right side, and then your top left hip lifts up. Now, can you see kind of this alignment here? My left thigh is forward, and it even kind of goes straight up to the side of my body. So I have no flexion in my left hip. I'm reaching that thigh forward. Now, lifting the chest, lift your ribs, and let your ribs really rotate here to move into a twist. You have to lift up through your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. Try not to drop or dangle your head here. Allow your hands to move into any position. They might, little by little, shift or move. So your hands are down, you're facing, you're rotating your chest as if you could face behind you. And then breathe here. Feel this twist, how there's like no end to the lengthening through your spine, the depth of your breath as it moves into your belly. Really good twist. When I think of like spring and spring cleaning, that deep wave of breath. Good. Now, as you let go of this twist, as you come back towards the front, we could take just a couple like back and forth with your legs. Notice how that twist felt. Like keeping energy just loose and fluid here. So when you drop your legs to the left, you're reaching that right thigh forward. There's no flexion in your hip. And then there's that lift of the chest. You start to rotate your ribs. Twisting. Just a little at a time. So you might keep like that top arm, might just stay on your leg, your knee. Gradually, little at a time, twisting. No forcing or cranking your body. Wave of breath way down into your belly. And then just feel the length of the spine. You're all the way up. You're lifting your head, keeping the throat open, mouth spacious. Deep body breath. Very refined awareness and attention moving deeper into the body. And then as you're untwisting here, knees back and forth. Good. Now from here, we're going to come a little more just upright with the legs in front of you. Okay. Pause. So I'm going to keep my right leg straight out in front of me, and I'm going to bend my left knee and just take that. Actually, let's do this. Let's take Baddha Konasana with both legs just to feel this leg position. Lifting up. So there's that effort of upright. Even untuck your tailbone here. Do not scoop it under. If it scoops under, you could sit on a blanket height. Even an inch of a blanket height can really matter. Reach your knees out, get that rotation going. Yeah, kind of working this. It doesn't look like you're really working, but there is just that uprightness through the stack of bones of the spine. Good. Now, just your right leg is going to extend out in front of you. Do not rotate that leg. Okay? So straight up. And then that left foot is on your inner thigh. I like to just take both hands down. This is Janu Shirshasana. Lifting your ribs as you lift your ribs. You might feel like, oh, there's a little bit of a rotation. It's like your left ribs kind of roll forward here. And then hinge in your hips, lengthen out over that right leg. And boy, is it important, to really keep doing yoga here. Just lengthen out, breathe and feel. Allow the body to do a little repositioning. Notice the slight like twist through the ribs. You could walk your fingers forward. As you reach your chest forward, you could let your chin drop slightly. Extend over that leg. Notice if you're starting to draw your navel in, and we got to do the opposite. You actually draw your lower back in, like your whole spine is falling into your body. And so your navel is releasing towards your thigh. Please, yeah, make sure even just energetically that is happening. Good. And then lengthening, coming up. You might take your legs back to that Baddha Konasana position, the soles of the feet together. It's so easy for the navel to pull in here. That's like the maybe like habit energy of slouching, where we get really crushed down in the pelvis. So boy, is it different. You could even take your hands down behind you and really lift up here. Breathe into your pelvis. Right? Like, oh, that's a lot of space. Right down to the very floor of your pelvis. Now that left leg extends out in front of you. Now, as soon as you're here, the legs are doing different things, right? So with that left leg there, your navel might start to point to the right a little bit. So you rotate and you feel that little twisting. Extend forward. So your whole rib cage like lifts up and lengthens forward. You are grounding your right hip as those right ribs roll forward. So this is really good for like your lower back, really good for that quadratus lumborum, your whole space basically between your ribs and your pelvis. As you reach your ribs forward here, walk your fingers forward. Maybe that helps to really bring energy forward, chest lengthening. Be aware of your chin now. Notice if you're like poking your chin forward. So we actually draw the chin down slightly. And breathe. Ground your left leg. Make sure, like pushing down, feel the twist of the ribs. Breathing. Sometimes it's really good idea to actually lift up a little bit. Kind of back off. But I love like just playing with this pose without much of an agenda at all. I can tell that I'm feeling a little stiff, probably because I've just been running a little more lately, and like, well, of course I'm gonna feel stiff. This is really good. And as you come up, lifting up, as you lean back, let's do that leaning back, open the feet wide apart, and just drop your knees back and forth a little bit here. In fact, we're going to go right into our Shavasana kind of preparation. And this one is like the other one that we did in the beginning of class. So as you recline, but now we are going to use the arms. So as you recline here, you're going to draw the right knee into the chest and the left leg lengthens out. And this time, your right knee is going to drop out to the side a little bit as if you were pulling your right knee towards your right armpit. Deep breaths and then switch. So you're drawing that left leg. You can let that knee bend out to the side. The right leg gets to just lengthen out here. But of course, you can do this like any variation, any other final pose. Good. Now, as you're letting go of this, you're going to move right into your corpse pose, your um, deep stillness, the letting go, the emptying of Shavasana. So, um, finding your pose, maybe cover with a blanket. This, in a way, this is a comparatively really long pose. We hold this pose for a long time, so please stay comfortable. And as you, of course, you might have like your go-to Shavasana, right? But well, how does it feel today? How does the body feel after doing that particular work that we did today? You might notice kind of internally things are still moving, like your breath is still flowing here. Um, but now physically find a pose where you can just be still and you're kind of watching the body as it slowly settles. All of the waves, almost everything that was moving and stirred up is gradually moving into stillness. This is a practice of really deep letting go, not to be confused with sleeping. In fact, awareness is bright. So as you bring awareness to the space at your throat, you're feeling like it's the only way. If you wish to be free of tension at your throat, you have to be conscious. You have to bring awareness to your throat. The throat doesn't necessarily relax when you sleep. But right now, due to your full, calm presence, throat softening. And you might feel just the skin on your face or your forehead really softening. This is one way where we Really do practice opening to how things are right now. Said that the space at your forehead is that location of your third eye. So, as that space softens and opens, we see things just as they are, nothing added. Now, aware of your lips, your throat, and then just simply aware of your chest. You could imagine the space around your lungs. How in your chest, your lungs are moving and your heart is beating. You don't have to do anything. Bring awareness to your belly. Everything settling. Softening, calming. Letting go the whole body. Feel the weight of your legs, checking in the space around your forehead, throat, your whole neck, so letting go of your whole body. Softening the space around your eyes, when we're Transitioning from this pose of Shavasana, we could be aware of just the right effort. It takes effort, right? Having a body, being happy takes effort. Taking care of our body, our mind. And as you come back, maybe you're coming back up to seated. And there's that little stack of bones, spine, just the right effort. It's holding yourself upright. Maybe keeping that space at the forehead, just keeping that area open. Rather than what do? We like fret our eyebrows. See? We'll take palms together in front of the heart. Bringing awareness that short distance right at the space of the heart and just see what happens. Sending out the wish, may all beings benefit from our efforts here. May all beings be free. And close with the sound of Om. Take a deep inhale. Thank you so much for your practice, for staying staying till the end. Yes. Um, so today is Tuesday. It's April 12th, and just so you know, I'm pretty much back from now. I don't have any future classes that I'm canceling, so check out my schedule at Common Ground. Class tomorrow, Wednesday, at noon is only in person. And then on Friday, it's both in person and on Zoom. So lots of options. Friday is at 9:30 a.m. If you have any questions or anything, I'm just going to put my personal website is here at bowleryoga.com. So that's where other classes that I teach, they're listed there. And you could, reach out to me if you have any comments, questions. It's kind of the only way I can keep in touch with people. Ah, that's so funny, Anne. Calm before the storm. Yep. It's April. April has that thing, right? Sounds like a nice month. Oh, good to see you, Madeline and Lori. Thank you for being here. And maybe you're watching this in the future. Super. Um, if you want to, I'll just mention that if you want to donate to these classes, that you can do that. I mean, if you found your way here to this class, you probably know how to go onto the website at Common Ground. And there's options of how to support the center, and it will prompt you to ask if you want your donation to go towards a certain teacher. You could put Nancy Boler if you want to, but if you do that, 2/3 of your donation goes to me, and 1/3 goes to Common Ground. That's the split. um, have a wonderful practice, everyone. Let's go spread the joy. We'll see you next time.